Okay guys, I'm going to try to make this fast because I know nobody likes to listen to a stranger murmur on and on about stuff, but I am super proud of myself. Managed to get this stuck gas tank bolt out of my bike without tearing up the gas tank. So here's how I did it. Used a center punch and put a divot right in the center of the bolt. Used cobalt drill bit. You got to use cobalt if you want to go fast. But I use that bit to do as best I can to go right down the center of the bolt. Got it a little bit off, but got the job done. Once I marked the drill bit to keep from going through the gas tank. There's a plastic membrane back there that keeps your gas tank from leaking. You don't want to drill through that. So anyway, got myself access to the back of the bolt because the way I figure, if you're trying to fill this divot up with penetrating oil or something, probably more of it is going to end up in the space between the threaded insert and the gas tank than the threads, which is just going to lubricate that and make it more likely that that insert strips. I drained my gas tank too because I used heat on this. Filled up that tiny hole with a mixture of K1 kerosene and light motor oil. I mixed that about 100 to 1. Probably be better off using WD-40 or something. I don't really know. I never buy the stuff though because I just use kerosene and motor oil. 100 to 1. But like I said, filled that hole up with my penetrating oil and then use that soldering iron to heat that bolt up and heat cycle it about 3 times. You want to be careful too. We're not talking about anything extreme here. You don't want to get that thing glowing red or it'll melt through your tank. But just a light heat cycle just to help break up that corrosion and help the penetrating oil go in. And then I just left it overnight with that little tiny hole full of penetrating oil. And that's why I put my bike on its side like this, so that gravity would help pull the penetrating oil down into the threads. But probably would have been better off taking the tank off, but I'm lazy, so I just blocked up the rear wheel and the frame so that all of that pressure wasn't on my steering lock for 24 hours. And then I just let it sit, and I came back the next day around about the same time I started on it the day before, and I maybe worked on this thing for about a minute, just being gentle with it, turning it both directions, and then pop, to my surprise, it came right out. It was actually kind of surprising. I was being very gentle with it because I didn't want to tear up the tank. Really love this bike. It's an old bike, but it's pretty new considering its age, and I could not bring myself to tear up the tank on it like I have so many other bikes in the past. Everybody's seen the stuff on the internet, and yeah, typically that's how I do it. Get a drill on that bolt right there and start spinning that thing. Just strip out the insert and let the friction make enough heat that the bolt eventually, or the insert, pulls out of the soft plastic of the tank. And then I've rebuilt with epoxy. I've used JB Weld like the normal stuff, but recently I've been using this stuff because it's resistant to oils and it sets up in about 15 minutes. Plus I ride old bikes and the tanks crack and stuff at the track, and I can fix that in about 15 minutes. And then obviously the preventative measure, you want to be using copper anti-seize, and then you won't have this problem in the first place. But yeah, worked for me. Maybe it can work for you.